I greet you all. I am thrilled to be here today and then to be your MC for the day. I am Abdullah Bikole, a member of Gambia College Students Union, the sports minister in office. Ladies and gentlemen, so I will introduce to you the mighty captains of the School of Nursing in Banjul. Please can we give a round of applause. We welcome them to this August gathering. I wouldn't do anything further than to introduce the mighty agriculturalists who are the nation builders. Let's give a round of applause to them. You are welcome. Again, I will also introduce to you those who are always in charge of our environment. Those are the public health students. Let's give a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, again, let's welcome the mighty educationalist. Education, you are welcome. Greetings to the students' representatives, the presidents and their delegates of all sub-associations, Mr. Ismail Chuba and his led council, students of all corners of the Gambia College, the UTG Debate Association, in the person of Mr. Sama, you are welcome to this August gathering. We will also not forget the media personnel here with us. Your work is always safe. Thank you for coming and we appreciate. We are about to start the program in no moment from now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the guest speaker of the day, who is no other person but Mr. Honorable Abdullah Bojang. Please, let's give a round of applause to him. As we move further, we will unveil you who Mr. Honorable Abdullah Bojang is in his capacity as a person and then as a guest speaker, together with his topic of discussion along the line. Good. We now introduce to you the participants of the day. If I call your names, please, if you are on stage, you come down and then majestically take your seat while the floor will give you a round of applause. May we have Asia to Bari with us from RN? Can we clap for Asia to Bari rather? Asia to, you are here with your fathers and mothers today. Be extra careful. Let's introduce Astu Balde from RN. Astu, you are welcome, good luck. We move to agriculture. We have Tamsir Sedikan, the mighty agriculturalist. Are you not happy to see Tamsir down on the floor? Let's give a round of applause to him. We have Aminata Jawara. Aminata Jawara. Thank you. We move to public health. The first on the list is Modulamin Jamme. Modulamin, the floor is yours. I will be a little bit biased to introduce to you our honorable member, who is no other person but Madam Hawa. Let's give a round of applause to her. She has been with us for the past years. Hawa has been a veteran debater throughout the years, so we have to give her or accord her that respect. And she is also a veteran poet. Whenever the union is organizing programs, we always rely solely on Awa. So your efforts are always same. Thank you very much, Awa Bisanya. We move to the mighty educationalist. First on the list, we have Mr. Hassan Bojang, Education. Let's give Hassan a round of applause. Yes, thank you, Hassan. The last person on the list is Sanu Sow. Sanu, you are also welcome. It's like all the schools observe gender balance except my captains. I will not mention name. If you know, you know. Let's move ahead. The itinerary is shared with you. Good. Good. I would like to read the itinerary before you, and then from there we proceed on our program. There is no moment to waste any time. The first item, we have position of guests and participants, which is already been done. The responsible people is already there, that is Education and then Information Ministries Committee members. They have done justice to the program. Please, let's give a round of applause to them since yesterday. They have been doing tremendous work. And then the second item on the itinerary, we have prayers. We would like to invite a Christian brother and a Muslim brother to lead us in the prayers for sisters. If we have any Christian brother with us, good. We have one with us. So please, let's have a minute of silence to observe our God.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this day. We bless you for organizing this type of program that we are here for. We pray as we are here, oh God, that you guide us and protect us and lead us to what to do. Deliver us from evil as we are here in this program, and deliver us from any interruption by the enemy. I pray that you guide us as we are here. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. May the prayers be answered. We now invite any volunteer from the Muslim brothers and sisters. Anybody? Down the floor? Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. La ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm. Lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ardi. Man dhal ladhi yashfa'u 'indahu illa bi idhnihi. Lahu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum la yuhituna bi shay'in min ilmihi illa bima sha'a. Wasi'a kursiyyu samawati wal ardi wa la ya'uduhu hifdhuhuma wa huwal 'aliyyul 'azim. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الغفور.
Thank you. And then, Amen. May the prayers be answered. Now we move to the third itinerary on the agenda is introduction. Now this introduction, we are trying to welcome every student representative leader from the four sister schools. If you have your student representative leader on board, please, the stage is yours for you to occupy. If you have somebody representing the Sonamza, please kindly come to stage. Anybody representing the agriculture, that is SASA, also the stage is yours. And then anybody representing the public health, also the stage is yours. And then the last School of Educationalists, I believe they are already on stage. Thank you. We move ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a BP debate known as Parliamentary, or let's say British Parliamentary debate. We are here with the University Debate Association to lead us during this debate, Mr. Sama and his led team. As we go further, before we start the debate proper, Mr. Sama will give us some policies or rules and regulations that are governing this debate. Because the reason why we invite this UTG Debate Association, we want none of the students from the Gambia College to be associated as part of the judges, so that transparency will be observed. They know none of you, even us. It is because of the work that we know each other. They are here to make sure that they establish the right thing, the facts, based on your performances. So please, in this exhibition of today's program, we expect maximum decorum and then excellent performance. Give a round of applause to yourselves. We will now introduce the honorable member, that is Mr. Suleiman Colin, who is the education minister, the veteran man behind this program, together with his IPRO, that is Modu Esba, our mouthpiece. We thank them very much for organizing such a very important occasion for us. And then Suleiman will take the lead to give us a welcoming remarks or opening remarks so that we can move on with the program. I am sad to unveil to you that the principal is busy to do that. They are having a central admin meeting. But meanwhile, the education minister will lead us through the opening remarks. Let's give a round of applause to the education minister.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I welcome all of you. Greetings to our able University of the Gambia Debate Association, Ibrahim Sama and the team, our guest point here, Abduba, as well as the high table, the debaters, and the audience. I thank you. I am here to give a welcoming remark, which I believe will be remarkable for the day. First of all, let me start by welcoming tomorrow's leaders to today's nation. Seeing all of you here is a timely reminder that our organization, the Gambia College, exists to serve succeeding generations. Therefore, I am profoundly joyous and honored to have the opportunity to welcome everyone present here today on the auspicious occasion of our institution's Parliamentary Debate Championship. I am heartened to see such a large and enthusiastic group of young adults engaged in global issues. Together, you represent the Gambia College as it should be. People from all schools coming together to find solutions to problems through constructive debate and an exchange of ideas. Your model Gambia College is built on open minds and fresh ideas. Many of you have been asked to represent national agendas or stands that you may personally disagree with. You will do so fairly and forcefully. This open-mindedness is the essence of successful diplomacy. The ability to understand and analyze all positions, including those that you oppose. Therefore, dear young leaders, I thank all of you for your commitment and wish you all a most stimulating program. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Sergeant Education Minister. We really appreciate those warmest welcoming remarks. I believe the program is now declared open. We now have the confidence to move on with our agendas. Now, without much ado, if we have Abduba, the prophetic, known as the prophetic poet from the UTG, yes, if we have Abduba with us, the stage is yours. Abdu is to give us poem. Let's give a round of applause to Abdu before he gives us his golden voice.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum to you all. It is really an honor to stand here once again. As you know, I was also once in the college. I've done my HTC here as well. And today we are at the University of the Gambia and also in other activities. And nonetheless, I was invited today to recite poetry. I don't know whether you are hearing this. It's clear. The mic is telling me otherwise. You are getting it, right? It's the mic, not me. The mic is telling me otherwise. It's telling me they are not hearing me. It's the mic. They say they are hearing. It happened to me the last time. It's not my fault. It happened to me the last time I hold the mic and I asked people, are you hearing me? They said yes. And when I start speaking, people were not hearing. And when I was done, no one was clapping. So I was going to take my seat. I didn't hear. I thought they were waiting for me to sit so that they can clap. So when I went to take my seat, no one clapped. So I have to come back to the stage and take the mic and ask again, didn't I just recite a poem? They said, no, we didn't hear you. We just heard when you said, are you hearing us? So that was it. So I apologize. But this one you are hearing it, right? Thank you. My lady, from your daddy, the words of love that I cooked from my heart, to banish the stress that life press hard and to polish enjoy your heart, not to ever sad. Suma harit, hale bu tali yali tedu hati. Jiko bandi nga jël lali sali lu basi tal bi wandi nga yaka andi si teggin doo xool si biir boti nit ñi ñàkk fit ni benn si jiko mag ñi déggan digal ni bal si biir fetel cey xale bu rafet jikko te am dal sukka si suuf ne ma daddi am naanal jóg jot na ma ne jóg jot na nu fëggasu oggasu selmu socc solu dàggu dem dali si kaw méccate liggéey toroxal tayal ngir toog boppi coono leble fi sun ñaxanik pere naatal sunu réew raxas xol yi boolee xel yi ak doole yi ñu fi jiitu jox loxo ñu nes seen gannaaw nu bàyyi di mayee jënte door di wanee nun koy jàppee jàppale wante bi suñ biir saf lool ni kaanee tak buñ jakaseeg daxaar suñ ko defee suñ dëkki neex nu nekk benn teg si kum suñu réew kon lu fi taxaw benn ko puus du nu jaral naan ndox ba suur so it is time to rise get up iron all suits put on your shoes and position your neckties the journey is up the sound from the crowds empty talks till next time development is now. Our independence is a reminder of the day we broke out from the dark to shine. So put aside the fight and prepare for the flight. The destination is to a greater nation with industries, building factories of our mango trees, our orange trees, our cashew nuts, our coconuts turned into cocoa juice, orange juice, mango juice. Then our income for import juice of these will come to ease. And from here, we rush to the seas, secure our fishing fields, bring fishing trawlers, and make our citizens the owner of our sea. And the issue of expensive fish in our markets will become a verb in the past tense. Then let's move to the present tense to set the future right. Since we all cannot go back to the farm to produce food for this land, then let us all give respect and priorities to our farmers. If agriculture is the backbone of our country is true, then we should all honor these and provide for them every tool they need. Feed them with our nation's budget and let them be in the leading figures. Because if we want a food that is secure, we must by all means invest in the agricultural sector. Hello? Tap tap, the sun has rise. Money, jog jog. Fogasul ogasul waaji takk ndigg mooy sukkalil dëkka doxal dawal waaxul wërsëg mooy taw du la fekk si biir néeg just get up
Go anchor yourself in anything that you can do. Believe it. The constitution of success is true. And section 1 states that sitting is a crime. So go find a tree and climb. Go get a taxi and drive. Go get into a petty business and by God's grace you will strive. So forget the heart. Ignore the eyes. Drop the pride and ignite our lights. Create good roads, make development busy. Let's stop sitting behind our office desks and allow the theories of our papers keep us lazy. It is time we turn talks and theories into activities. Get to the ground, implement the projects to get us results. Stop the fake, the unfruitful works of you do on our names to make your own case. So if that is done and gone, they joke, and it is time to rise from the dark times and sign for independence. Then let us drop the gun, clean the hearts, greed put aside, knowledge we give light. Day and night we get to work, unify all race and tribes to be a better people, and unite as a nation with one leader and work together. Because my brother, one person cannot push this boat. The what? The independence went there. War like Jok Jodnawai, no focus, self research, solo. Them that is called major delegate. Just that now, my friends. Thank you.
Yes. I was like this will be the end of the program because I was paralyzed by the words he was using. He is such a great man. Please, thank you for a round of applause for him. He did great. I will just summarize all his words into one word that I think best suited all his poetry. All we need from his poetry, he said, is attitudinal change. Period. Yes. Because the word of part I didn't hear, the only part I hear is Kani Ak Dahar. Yeah, so I cannot dwell into that. But the English part, oh, come on. It's great, huh? So we need attitudinal change as a nation to grow. Let's have that in our minds. Politics is time frame. Even we are to venture into such, let's be decent politicians. It's part of our life, yes. When you get into it, be a decent politician. Thank you. We are moving as the day goes by. And then soon, we will unveil you our guest of the day. The next on the itinerary, Mr. Singate will be substituted for Honorable Mr. Abdullah Bonyem. Due to time frame, Singate is not with us. But before we introduce to you Mr. Honorable Abdullah Bonyem, we would like to tell you who this young dynamic, we would like to tell you who this young dynamic veteran, young able-bodied man who is here to give us the topic called financial education management. It was very much important and it was necessitated by the union that we are all future leaders in the making. I call us leaders in the making. By tomorrow, we will be molding these innocent souls in our communities. We will be handling patients at our hospitals, be it a nurse or a public health. We will be examining the type of food we are to eat as a public officer to make sure that our health is concerned. We will make sure that we farm, eat what we grow and then grow what we eat to maintain the backbone of this country. As we say, we are agriculturalists. During his poetry, he said it, if agriculture is the backbone of this nation, let's utilize Jahali Party. Again, as young educationalists, teachers, you will be handling these young innocent souls from the nursery school, we call it ECD, to the primary school, to the upper basic, and then to the senior secondary school, and then to the tertiary education. Let's handle them professionally. Let's give them the best that they desire. Let us not only be in a particular field because we are tired of being at home, That is not the issue. And then finally, we will be handling our finances. Because by the end of the day or by the end of the month, you will be given a handsome salary. Or even not a handsome salary, but let me say a salary. And now how do you take care, how do you manage that little that you get? So this topic of financial management education is very much important for us to have a bad knowledge of it. So without much ado, this young man is currently acquiring his Master's in Business Administration, Singapore Business School, finishing in next 2 months. Postgraduate diploma in advanced oral implantology, Church and Technological University. He is also a Bachelor of Arts, TFL Honors of University, Higher National Diploma in Dental Therapy, Legacy University. Honorable Bojang is also certified financial education instructor, National Financial Educators Council, Introduction to Wealth Management, Corporate Finance Institute. Bojang is a mastery of economic growth and regulatory framework, global education, a certified Lean Six Sigma Yellow Cell Belt Radar, LSSYB, International Management Consultancy Institute. Bojang is a high school level certificate was Nusra Senior Secondary School, the Nusratarians. Let's give him a round of applause. Bojang is also a founder of Kaboom Academy, General Manager Afrident, then Aboba, April 2016 to 2019. He has another experience as finance manager, Ababo Dental Care, 2014 to 2016. Bojang is an English language teaching assistant in Nusra Senior Secondary School. He is also a subject teacher, English in Literature, Masroor Senior Secondary School. Bojang is a certified practicing pharmacy and dental technician, Gambia Pharmacy Council 2017 to date. He is also a Gambian entrepreneur. Bojang is such a young, vibrant individual man whose CV cannot be just read over this little time frame. We will just curtail some of it. But just to hint you, if you are to test this water, please test it deeply. Don't test at the little bar of it. It's dangerous. He has the skills of teaching financial literacy. He is also a Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, entrepreneurial and communication, digital marketing and analysis. He is also an investment and business development. And then finally, to conclude, Bojang is an investment and business proposal writing. Ladies and gentlemen, I now hand over the party and introduce to you Mr. Honorable Abdullah Bojang, who is taking us education financial management. Please let's give a round of applause for the gentleman. Yes, Honorable, the mic is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. The Gambia College Management and staff, the Gambia College Students Union and her leadership, student leaders and students from other schools here present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. I dearly but humbly say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh to you all. Before I delve into the speech proper, I want to commend this young gentleman for his poem, and of course everyone on the high table. But it's a great work, it's a great poem. I've taught literature for more than 8 years, and if I am to read this, obviously I'll read it as just good something. And it is not only rhythmic, but it is didactic, it is pacifying, it is eye-opening, and that is what poetry seeks to do. It is thought-provoking, that is what poetry seeks to do. And that is the only way we can immortalize what we think the world should do. If you want things to be on art forever, you must put it in art. And that is why we say art is immortal. That is, poetry is immortal, as Shakespeare said. Whichever way, as a certified financial education instructor, I have the honor, the pleasure to deliver a very short lecture, if you want to call it, or presentation on financial education, but specifically on effective personal money management. Effective personal money management. Do you really know that all of you are employers? Most of you have come to the college to seek employment, forgetting that you yourselves are employers. Everybody on earth is an employer. Whatever you think of in the world begins with your mindset and your understanding of the world. You are employers of money. You are all employers of money because you use money. How you use it makes a difference, but you are all employing money one way or the other. And that is why it's important for us to understand basics, especially when it comes to how we go about effectively managing our personal finance, our personal money. You spend 10,000 hours in the Gambia to learn from grade 1 to 12. You hardly spend one single hour to learn about money. And all this learning and training, believe it or not, the ultimate goal is money. We can all say, no, it's for this, it's for that, but that is the ultimate goal, money. And that is why I feel very honored to come and present this to you, and with the hope that one or two things will be picked up and then would be utilized. And I want to begin my speech by quoting T. Herb Eker. T. Herb Eker said, there is a secret psychology of money. Most people don't know about it. That's why most people never become financially successful. A lack of money is not the problem. A lack of money is not the problem. It is merely a symptom of what goes on inside of you. It is simply a mere symptom of what goes inside you as a person. Today, I stand before you all to give a short lecture, and I would continue to move on to the other quotation, and that quotation is, nations cannot be reformed, is my favorite quotation, without the reformation of the youth. The Gambia College and educational institutions of this country, combined with the youth, is the future of this country. And the Gambia College as a mid-level trainer is what links the lowest with the highest. And that is why it's important that we have understanding of basic things. And it means if the college is reformed, we will have a reformed country, because the college products are the ones that are going to serve this country and bring about the change, the much needed change that we need in this country. But we must understand basics. And I say to you, our economies cannot be reformed and get stronger without the youth understanding effective personal money management. Where you sit when you are old shows where you stood in youth. It's a Yoruba proverb. And I say, what we become when we are old is a consequence of how knowledgeable and effective we were with our personal money management. So as youth students, where do we want to sit or be remembered in our old age? When the roots of a tree begin to decay, it spreads death to the branches. Another Nigerian proverb. Therefore, as youths, when we start to die, our nation and future dies with us. And when we poorly use our personal finance, our economies die an undignified death with us. And any country whose economy dies, forget about any other thing. Because if you want to move, follow the money. If you want to develop, follow the money. And this money begins with our personal finance. There is no money that begins elsewhere except our individual money, which is personal money. So knowing how to effectively manage your personal money is a booster to the economy. A country without economy is an anarchist country. It's a financially diabetic country. And that is why in financial literacy we have what we call financial diabetes. And of course, when we delve into that, you will understand what we're talking about. In personal money management, your mindset matters, and above all else is your lifestyle. It really matters. A look at the 2018 business in Gambia.com survey, it was an online survey, reveals the need to seek understanding of personal money management, especially among the youths. In 2018, this survey revealed that 72% of Gambians, 72% we're talking about, have less than $50,000 in savings. Meaning if we have a serious disaster in this country, the stockpile of our medicines cannot take us 7 months. Our food the same. Even the money we save in the bank cannot take us for 6 months individually. And that is catastrophic. 59% have no personal budget. We all spend without any budget. Another big thing, another concerning thing. Our poor financial literacy is an issue. Most of us never had chance to sit in a financial literacy class. Most of us have never had the chance to even have whatever basic financial education that we need. We're not talking about the accounting, the commerce. No, these are two different areas. 52% of Gambians have only one source of income. College students, the youth of this country, this is concerning. Only God benefits from unity. Only God benefits from unity. Every human being must have one or two. Unity as in one, because we need to see the unity of God. That is the oneness of God. For human beings, you need partners. That is why, in fact, we have marriage and other things. Meaning, if you have one source of financial income or so, that is disastrous. And most Gambians borrow. And they don't borrow to invest, they borrow to eat, they borrow to consume. That is another disastrous cancer to the economy of this country and to the well-being of the people of this country. So these are some of the insights you can get from that survey, and I encourage you to find more time to know more about personal finance. It is rewarding. Not to brag, but to give you an indication, I moved to my own house, a bungalow 5-bedroom, at the age of 27. It is not because I have finished university. It is not because my parents are rich also. It's because I have done extensive research on money. I'm not interested in being a doctor for human beings. I'm interested in being a doctor for money. That is the bottom line. Now, we will take you through some of the key steps to effective personal money management. If living a life that is financially secure and sound is your goal, then do the following and you will definitely be able to manage your personal finances effectively. 1, understand your income, track and automate it. 1, understand your income, track and automate it. The game of effective personal money management begins with understanding and tracking your income. You cannot track what you don't know. You cannot play a game you don't understand. And most of us play in this game without understanding it. So we have a lot of offsides, we have a lot of handballs, we have a lot of foul play. We are into the game of money, but we actually don't understand the game, and that is why we can hardly win the game. For us to win the game, we must understand the game, and the game is the income. Not only understand it, we should be able to track it. Where is it coming from and where is it going? And we should automate it. We should make sure it is given as budgeted or as appropriated. This country becomes a lawless country if the National Assembly does not pass a budget. Meaning, if we do not budget, we do not know where we go. How many of us actually budget? We don't. Most of us don't. And that is why we will die poor. Not because God destined it. No, it's not true. It's because we have entered a game that we do not understand. So let's avoid that. So we say, the game is income, and income is the game. Do your utmost to understand your gross and net incomes. Gross income is the money you partially own, and net income is the money you sovereignly, independently, totally own. Do your best to understand your cash inflows and outflows, and track it to avoid serious income and expenditure gaps that can lead to debt and financial stress for you. Understanding your income is simply knowing your financial capacity, your size and weight. This will help you avoid financial diabetes. Jokingly, when we were all young, if somebody asks you out and you are not the mate of the individual, you say, man, do masa size dos. That is what we say. And that means you are not my companion or colleague or whatever, or age mate, if you want to say. Finance is like that. You cannot spend what you don't have. So you must understand your capacity, your size, your weight, financially, so that you can do the needful. Automate. Machines are more disciplined than humans. After you have understood and tracked your income, automate it based on the set budget appropriation to avoid serious financial diarrhea. Automation is control, and control is the highest moral to effective personal financial management. You will begin job very soon. I only hope the Gambia government can give all of you job. But the mistake that you will do, me who started as an unqualified teacher at Nusa Senior Secondary School, I'm telling you from experience, automate your salary. Get to discuss with your boss and your bank. Let's say grade 7, HTC, if things don't change, is around 6,900 something. Right? That's what you should get as a beginner. Make sure you budget it. Let it go where it should go. And the remaining you put it here. If you have everything in your pocket, you will spend it and you will not know. And you will be a civil servant. And then all the time asking lift, begging lift. You will teach for 30 years, you cannot even get a proper bicycle. It's because you don't understand finance. You are in a game that you're playing and you don't understand the game. So automating it helps you save by force. So that is why we say that is number one. Number two, have a defined lifestyle and set smart financial goals. There is no concept without a definition. There cannot be a life without a lifestyle.
And there is no lifestyle that could be lived beyond or without life itself. So there is need for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound financial goals to be set from the outset. These goals stem from the type of life you want to live, how you want to live it, and when you want to live it. This is important as all efforts to effective personal management must be tailored to this lifestyle and set goals. These goals are important as they give you intrinsic motivation and passion to keep pushing toward your financial independence, how and when you want it. The other thing is have the right money mindset. We all are our mindsets. All of us are our mindsets. We all are our mindsets. Our money is certainly our mindset. How we see and feel money matters. You can never receive financial independence and security if you do not know or at least believe that money is an incredible emancipator. And this is exactly what is happening to us young people. All former French colonies, or I still call them French colonies, got independence. Let's be frank, they got independence. You may call it half or full, they got independence. The only thing that they don't get is economic independence, and that is why we are still tied to them. As a country, as young people, we are not secure. We do not actually have a future if we do not understand that which comes to our pockets and how it leaves our pockets. That is why they decided to give us independence, maybe political. But there is nothing more important than money, nothing more important than economy. And that is why they controlled it, because they understood how to go about money. They are simply money doctors. So we all have to be money doctors if we want to play the game of money. And we cannot avoid playing the game of money because money is inevitably that which we have to do or play with or engage with. Now that is important. So we say our minds. Before that, we said money works for you if you see it as an employee. That's why I said all of you are employers. Money is an employee, and you are the one to employ the money. And it enslaves you if you see it as a master. Money is an emancipator. Money can be an employee, but money also can be a master, depending on your mindset. If you don't employ money, you have a problem. And that is why we say our minds are magnets. They attract our beliefs, and we simply earn our minds. So our monies go based on our beliefs, and we simply earn our minds. Alright? And the decisions we make pertaining our monies are likely informed by our money psyche. How we see it, how we feel, our emotions attached to money. Why are we jealous when it comes to our partners? Because we have an emotional psyche attached to our partners. If the same way is the way you love money, there is a chance you will protect it and intend to grow it. So our minds are the originators of our decisions. If these decisions are coming from the wrong mindset, then our results will certainly be wrong. So get the right money psyche, meaning get the right money mindset. Make and stick with your budget. Avoid living an unguided, unmeasured life. A life without budget is unguided, is unmeasured, is unguided. It's like a country without a budget. To live a beautiful life, your own car, your own house, support people and so on. You cannot do it if your life is undirected, undisciplined. And the only way to financial discipline, the surest way, is you having a budget, knowing where your income comes and how you want to spend it. This is important because that is the only difference between governments or amongst governments. So we need to make and stick with our budgets. That is the only way out. You say, as your income kicks in, endeavor to have it budgeted before dishing it out. That is why I say there are different types of monies. I only hope I'll have a blackboard, because as a teacher you're comfortable that way. There are types of monies, but I'll tell you one dangerous type of money. Assumed money. Assumed. Oh, next month I'll get, somebody promised me this. It's very deadly money. because you will go into spending before even receiving it. And that is why we say you need to have a budget, because you cannot dish out your money without actually having it. And that is why you cannot dish food without preparing the food. It must be cooked. And if you don't have a budget, or you don't have the habit of making a budget, it's like you are dishing food that is uncooked. What that food does is, it does not help you grow, it kills you, because it's not properly cooked. So you would suffer from food poisoning and all that. Money is like that. Begin to see money that way. And that is why budget is important. It only helps you control and discipline your finances toward your current and your future goals. No, not budgeting is the biggest financial sin one could possibly commit in a lifetime. Again, understanding where your money goes, at what rate and speed, is guaranteed by your budget. This is important as it helps track your expenses. That is why we all have the chance to say, oh no, the Minister of Health has been issued this, has been appropriated this much amount of money, but they failed to do this and this and that, because that is a budget that we all access. And know, okay, this year, this is what they're going to do. This is what should be replicated in our personal finances. That way we go, otherwise we will not go. We said also, anytime there is need to cut on something for something, the budget can really be useful and solutionist. So getting ready for a rough or smooth ride through financial security and soundness hinges on the making and sticking with a budget or not. Saving and investing. Thank you. If money were a child, saving and investing it is the prayer and blessing of its parents. No child gets it easily figured out without parents. No money is valuable or generative without the right saving and investing. If money has had any fundamental human rights ever, then saving and investing it is its inalienable right. Give it to it and you are assured financial independence and security. Money stored for deferred consumption or use is saving. And money employed for generative purposes is investment. There are two types of monies, basically, the employed and the unemployed. Anytime you have your money and you have it idly doing nothing or dishing it out, that money is categorized as unemployed. How many of us want to be unemployed? How many of us? We are all going to school, getting knowledge and skills to get employed somehow. Anyways, employment itself is the greatest poison the economy gives you. But that is another topic. But what we are saying is, basically, two areas of money I want us to consider or see. Employed money and unemployed money. We blame governments if the unemployment is high. And from the statistics and from the survey, Gambians don't employ money. Meaning Gambians have more unemployed money than employed money. And that is not good for ourselves, that is not good for our economy. So money that you don't use to generate you something, the money that is not generative is unemployed money. The money that you use to generate you something, that is investing, is employed money. And with employment comes in what? Dividends. With what? Income tax, social security, and so on. So your money should work for you, and that is why your money should be your employee. You should be the employer. But you need to know how to employ your money. We move on, he said, those that employ money are masters. If you want to be a master, employ money, invest it. And those that do not employ money are slaves. Nobody wants to be a slave. Most of us will remain slaves on earth and probably even in heaven because we simply do not employ our money. Employing money means using money for generative purposes. Let it give you something else that is more powerful than what it is. So we have to select from these two, employed and unemployed, slave or master. Money also has this. There is caste system. Money has caste system, as we learn in our histories and in our SES. Okay? Select your position and you reap the benefits. The last one, protect your income and saving or wealth. We need to protect that. Nothing is risk-free. Nothing lasts without care and protection. No wealth could last a lifetime without guarding and protecting it. Money must be guarded and protected jealously. To be assured, effective personal money management your money and wealth must be insured for protection and continuity for one generation to the other. Key to this is your level of financial literacy and skills, meaning it is paramount for one to acquire and master as much as possible the knowledge to manage one's own finances protectively. This is because financial protection begins with decision, and decision making begins from knowledge. Seek financial education. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Honorable Abdullahi Bojang. We really appreciate of those wonderful and then powerful speeches and in education. As he said in his lamentations, he said we need to be financially disciplined. Financial discipline is really needed. I can remember one time my IPRO can remind me, somebody once reminded the union that we need to be financial disciplined. Can you remember that time in the platform? Thank you. We moved. Let's give a round of applause to Honorable Abdullahi Bojang for his wonderful lamentations. Now we will unfold you the unfolding activity that has been trending along the line, that has been long awaited. It has been long overdue. The participants are becoming fatigued on their seats. I can see the smiles of the RN faces. Can see that of the frowning face of public health. I don't know what is happening, whether they have give up. Public health, where are you? I can see your head of school is around, so that alone is a plus. Our ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize his presence. That is Mr. Solomon Pierce Jata. Let's please give a round of applause to him. Mr. Jata, you are highly welcome. Your presence is recommended and observed. Go. We will also recognize the presence of Mr. Yusufa M. Singate, who is also going to be our last guest speaker. Mr. Singate, you are highly welcome. I will not do justice if I don't recognize the presence of my very own president in the school I belong, Mr. Edward Saku, the president of STAR. Clap for him. Mr. Saku, you are welcome. We will now move. I will introduce to you Mr. Ibrahim Sama. It is debate that is waiting for us, or we are waiting for debate. It is BP debate, British parliamentary debate. I know little of its policies, rules and regulations, but thank God we have the people who are veteran debaters, who have the skills, the knowledge, or let me say the technical knowledge, or the technical know-how. They have dust of knowledge stored in their tympanium to filter to us. So Mr. Sama, will you please kindly give us the rules and regulations before we venture into the debate? I believe it's very much important, so that let them not penalize you. You come and say, I didn't know this. Yes, so we want to avoid all angles of excuses. Mr. Sama, the mic is yours.
All right, so good afternoon to you all. I don't think I am deserving of the introduction that was given by the moderator, but I am very grateful for the warm introduction. With that said, as rightly introduced, or as he rightly made mention, my name is Ibrahim Asama. I am a law student at the University of the Gambia, and I currently serve as the Secretary General of the University of the Gambia Debate Association. So before I get into giving the rules, I would just like to say a few things on behalf of my president, who cannot be here today because of unforeseen circumstances. But as protocol demands, if the president is not available and the vice president is not available, the Secretary General steps in on behalf of the Executive Council. So on behalf of the top Executive Council of the University of the Gambia Debate Association, we're very delighted for the invitation, and we're more than honored to be gracing and facilitating this championship today. So it is a very big congratulations to the GCSU Council, most especially the Information as well as the Education and Research Ministry. Personally, it is a growing concern, the culture of debate dying, not just within tertiary institutions, but in high schools as well. So seeing GCSU having it as an annual event to hold a debate competition between all schools within the college, it is a very, very commendable and a very, very worthy initiative, and for that we congratulate you. And the University of the Gambia Debate Association, as made mention by my president in absentia, would forever be willing and open to collaborating with the GCSU anytime services are sought. The last time I was here was to facilitate the convention for your elections, and we came. Year before last, I was here in my capacity as IPRO to facilitate this same championship, and today again I am here in my capacity as Secretary General. So every time we're called, no matter how short the notice is and no matter how constrained we are in terms of time, we will definitely ensure that we're here, even if it's just going to be me. With that said, my principal responsibility as far as today's gathering is concerned is to adjudicate. And in relation to that, I would have to read out some of the rules as far as the championship or the competition itself is concerned. So I'll just start with the audience, right? So as he made mention, this is a parliamentary debate. And as such, when the debate starts, the House takes the form of a parliament. And if you attend or if you know how parliaments function, you will know that only elected or nominated members are allowed to speak in parliamentary proceedings. Therefore, the only people that have the authority to speak while the proceedings are going on are the representatives from the respective schools. Those are the contestants. You're allowed to chair your whoever it is that you're supporting. However, we plead and we solicit that you do that with utmost decency, no booing, and also for this kind of debate, we don't also clap. What we do is, yeah. So if a person is making a point that is convincing or you feel needs to be chaired, or if they're stuck and you feel you want to chair them up, the best you can do is just, yeah, and then it continues from there. So once the debate starts, because if you even scream, you're going to eat into their time, because remember, they each have only 7 minutes. I believe Agnes made mention of that. You only have 7 minutes to speak. So that may seem like a lot, but it's not also a lot, depending on your position in the House and the subject matter you're also going to be talking about. So yes, now to the debaters. I am of the opinion that Agnes trained you. So I want to believe some of the fundamental rules have already been explained to you. That I'll read out the motion. You will ballot to know where you're seated. This sitting will change because it has to be determined by virtue of ballot whether you're going to be for or against, and whether you're going to be on the opening half or the closing half, depending on which side of the bench you're on. So we'll have to do a ballot. And each of you has 7 minutes to speak, and the 7 minutes are calibrated into 3 sections. From 0 to first minute being protected, first to 6th minute being unprotected, and I am sure you understand what I mean by protected and unprotected. Debaters, do you understand by what I mean by protected and unprotected? So when I say protected, I mean your counterparts cannot ask you for what we call a point of interest or point of information. So you know cross-section or cross-examination is allowed in this debate. So once you're deliberating, your opponents have the right to ask you questions relating to what you're talking about. So if the 0 to the first minute is protected, so they cannot ask you for POI then, but from the first minute, and I'll be clapping as, or whoever it is that is with me on the panel, will be clapping as you speak. So from the 0 to first minute, we'll clap to notify you that POI is open, that any of your counterparts can ask you for a POI. So the 6th to the 7th minute is also protected. So when it's 7 minutes, we'll clap, we'll give you 15 seconds to wrap up. So when it's 15 seconds, we'll continue clapping. So I think also with regards to POIs, please note that you have 15 seconds to put across your question. I have noticed, debaters are very fond of doing this, whether it is a strategy to waste the speaker's time, which we do not allow. So once you're on your feet, mind you, when you're asking for a POI, please be on your feet. You cannot be sitting and asking for a POI. You have to stand, ask for a POI. If it is accepted, you proceed with the question. If it is not, you gently sit down. So you have 15 seconds to put across your question. don't feel that you have the latitude of time to waste the speaker's time. Because once it's 15 minutes, I'll clap to stop you and the speaker will continue. So the best thing you can perhaps do is write your question down. That way you're able to just shoot it straight to the point and the speaker can either answer or choose to not answer. Well, if they accept the POI, they'll have to answer the question. So also, once you've asked the POI and it's rejected, you have to wait for 15 seconds before you can ask for another POI. That applies to the entire bench, not just the person whose POI was rejected. So if a member of the opposition bench, for example, asks for a POI and it was rejected, everybody in the opposition bench will have to wait for 15 seconds and then ask for another POI. However, everybody can also stand at the same time to ask for a POI, and the speaker has a discretion to either choose from the opening, the closing, and any member from either the opening as well as the closing. He can choose to say, I'll take it from the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, I'll take it from the whip, depending on who he or she is comfortable taking the POI from. Yes, I think that is fundamentally those are the rules, but just to enlighten you on what we'll be looking at, right? Because from my years of education, people tend to think that whoever the crowd cheers most is definitely going to win. And it doesn't work like that. Personally, I am one person that is not easily swayed by the crowd. I listen to what you have to say, and I will judge you based on what you've presented. So if you're using jargons and the crowd is clapping for you, I personally may not necessarily grade you simply because you're receiving cheers from the crowd. I'll judge you based on what you're presenting on or about, right? So the total mark you have individually is 60. So we're going to be looking at content, which carries most of the mark. Content is 10 mark. Content is how the amount of points you're able to produce, how you're able to explain these points, how you're able to correlate facts as well as examples from authoritative news outlets, media outlets, etc. How you're able to put across these in relation to the point that you're making. That is what we're going to use to gauge content. We're also going to look at time. Like I made mention, you have 7 minutes to speak. So if you speak for over 7 minutes, 15 seconds, you're penalized. If you speak for below 6 minutes, 30 seconds, you're also penalized. So just see how well you're able to finish your time while you're on the podium. Rebuttals, which applies to every member of the House except that of the Prime Minister. So as we know, the Prime Minister is the first speaker, so therefore nobody speaks before the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister therefore is not under any obligation to make rebuttals. What you can do as a Prime Minister is make preemptive rebuttals. I assume that the opposition leader will come and say this and this, but Honorable Speaker, as opposed to that, I am putting forward this and this and this. We can take that as a preemptive rebuttal, but you're not under any obligation to make rebuttals. So what we judge you on as Prime Minister is how well you're able to, because I'm sure you all know Prime Minister has a responsibility of educating the House on the bill before it. So how meticulous you are with your definitions, how you're able to put forward definitions, set a parameter that is convincing. That is what we're going to use to gauge you as Prime Minister. But the rest of you, rebuttals is going for 7.5 marks, because each of you would have to do that, ranging from opposition leader down to the opposition whip, right? So time pulse is also 5 marks. I'm not sure I made mention of that. So voice, right? I'm speaking and everybody can hear me. I want to believe so, right? So we're not saying scream, but speak with clarity. If you stand here, don't eat your words. Let the judges hear exactly what you're saying. That way they're able to sufficiently judge you based on what you're presenting. So if you stand here and you're eating your words or you're talking to yourself, we're most definitely going to mark you down as far as that aspect is concerned. Now, expression is very common that is just a natural phenomenon among people or just students. You can have a good point in your head, but you're struggling to express or articulate yourself. That is what we're referring to here. So you can come up with a very tangible point, but if you're not able to put forward that point and explain it properly, we will grade you down as far as expression is concerned. Because yes, we understand English is not anybody's official language. However, if you choose to forge a part for yourself in the realm of debating, we expect you to have some form of eloquence and to have some form of mastery of the English language. So the excuse of, okay, I'm speaking vernacular or I cannot articulate myself properly in English is not necessarily applicable as far as debates and public speaking contests are concerned. You have to be articulate, you have to be eloquent. Grammar, how is your subject-verb agreement? We're going to look at that. Among other things, are you using she to refer to a he? Past and present tense. That is also going to be looked at, and it's going for 5 marks. Eye contact. So this is going to be difficult for us to judge, but I'll observe. We'll be observing from here. But how, if you're standing here, if you're only reading from your paper, we'll note and we'll judge you down. We'll grade you down based on that. You're able to have some form of eye contact, some form of gestures with the audience. So please take note of that. So we also have confidence. Please be confident. You're a debater. You're talking on contemporary issues. It's a debate, a parliamentary debate on a pressing issue. You're before the assembly. You cannot afford to not be confident. So we're also going to look at that, which is also going for 5 marks. And finally, we have POI. That is, if you accept a POI, you score 2.5. If you answer it correctly, and the answer, whether you answer it correctly or not, is to be determined by the judges. So if you answer it correctly, we give you 5 points. Together, 2.5 for accepting, 2.5 for answering. If you accept and don't answer, you score 2.5, just that. If you debate, nobody asks for a POI, we give you 5 points straight, because it's not your fault that nobody asked. We assume that they were so convinced they had no questions. However, if you debate and also do not take a single POI, that is also a problem on our end, right? Yes, so there's also no limit to the amount of POIs you're supposed to take. Typically, when we're judging, if it was going to be a bench win, there is a number of POI that is required to come from each bench. But since we're judging you as a team, we'll look at you as a team. But I'll encourage you to each take a POI. So in essence, I think the rules have been properly explained, except unless the contestants have any questions. So in total, we'll be scoring you out of 60. And please, it is imperative to also state that I am responsible for my score sheet. I am going to be judging you based on my score sheet. My co-judge is going to also have his score sheet and he's going to be judging you. And I always tell people this, debate public speaking is not math where the answer is definite. It's either 2 or not, or nothing at all. It's either 0 or nothing at all. This is an art and people have their different opinions. Just like your favorite public speaker can be Barack Obama and mine is perhaps Lumumba, this is debate. You can debate and another person is not very convinced as to what you present. At the end of the day, what we'll have to do is total points and average it. That way we'll announce a winner. So you may be a winner for me, not necessarily my colleague, but at the end of the day, just note that we will, whatever the cumulative points from both our score sheets is what is going to be announced as winner or whatever the case may be. So yes, thank you all for the kind attention, and I'll assume my seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Sama. You have thus done justice to your principal field, rather I can state it. DJ, give us some lyrics while we regulate the table. So DJ, I will be having if the Secretary General of GCSU is here, you can come on stage. If it is not here, do we have the president of Star? I am giving you a music with the IPRO. DJ, give us one. They are set.